Come unwrap some holiday magic this season in Denver, where the lights are brighter and the shopping is grander. The shows are more spectacular, the trees taller, the festivities merrier. So come for your holiday traditions or make some new ones with your friends and family in the Mile High City, where the season feels a whole lot more wonderful. Discover great hotels and more things to do at milehighholidays.com.
In today's economy, cash flow is tight, and families are held captive to high interest rate credit card debt. Churchill Mortgage can restructure your current mortgage and significantly reduce these problems. Get a free analysis and learn how to eliminate credit card interest rates, lower bills, and start taking control of your budget. Get started at churchillmortgage.com. This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSconsumeraccess.org. Equal housing lender. 1749 Mallory Lane, Suite 100, Brentwood, Tennessee 37027.
Times are old, in times of blue, there's a guide to follow to make it true. It's the pop culture field, and you will.
Everybody, we are back with a very special episode with a very special guest, folks. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Field Manual podcast. I'm Israel Wright. With me is Cameron Fath, and we are joined by Vet TV's own Donny O'Malley. Donny, thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you so much for having me. In my studio.
Yeah, right.
Thank you for having us down in your studio.
Thanks for blessing us with your presence.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for deigning to stoop to our level.
Yeah, right. No, honestly, thank you for coming down. I love doing this stuff. I love both of you guys, and I was like, yeah, you guys are coming down to fucking have some fun. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah.
And then,
thank you.
For those listeners that don't know, we actually met very recently.
Yes. Yep.
And, and it was through a mutual friend, a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the first time we met, which was, this is, what is this, the second time?
This is only the second time we've been in each other's physical presence.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But I feel like I've known you my entire life.
Yes.
Yes.
It feels like it's been a long time.
You give a good vibe, man. You give
do.
a good,
Thank
relaxed, older brother, you love us, but you're going to give us a hard time kind of vibe, kind of.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah, that's perfect.
To all the people in my life.
Oh, that's fantastic. But yeah, for the listeners that don't know, we got the pleasure of attending A Grunt's Life season 2 premiere at the
American Legion Post
in
43
Hollywood.
over off of Highland, if you know it.
Hollywood.
In the Hollywood area. Yep.
Hollywood. And it was
That was after party afterwards.
The after party
really
was
a lot
great.
of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. And that was kind of our first exposure to Vet TV. And honestly, I was super impressed. The production value,
yes,
and what you guys really portrayed was spot on. I've never seen anything, especially a military representation, that was done that hardcore.
Yeah.
But in that hardcore sense, it was the most accurate I've ever seen.
Thank you.
You got it, man.
You did a really great job. I feel like genre bending is the word that I was used to describe. Yeah, because you have the zaniest, craziest, comedic stuff out that's so irreverent and out there.
Great word.
And then the next scene over, you'll have dude is struggling with not going over the edge and not carrying everything back with him that he had in the field. And it's it's super serious, and it's actually very relevant, and everything that you guys want to help kind of get out there. But then you're right back to paraplegic in a wheelchair, fighting with the gun taped to his body,
Plus, you got a sweet penis, man.
Yeah,
that was sweet.
Yeah, you work out a lot, man.
Yeah,
you get
you keep
ripped,
it tough.
man. Yeah,
you keep it tough. Yeah, I know what you say all the way. But yeah, so that was an awesome experience. But I would love to take a second just to find out a little bit about your background, where you came from, your military service up until the point where you decided to, hey, let's make a streaming service that's dedicated to service members.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, shit. Here, how much time we got here?
Life story, man.
Woo.
30 seconds.
I started making videos because I was like, you know what? I set out on a path to be a writer, and I still haven't marketed my book right. The marketing is social media marketing. Mm-hmm. Social media marketing is content. Mm-hmm. I got to make a fucking video. So I made a video that was based on a tryout that I did for Duffel Blog. part of the Duffel blog tryout, you got to give them fucking 5 headlines, and then you got to write a 500-word satirical article, and then maybe one other thing. Sent it in, no response. So the headline was, first woman to graduate infantry officer course.
I love this
discovered
video.
to have penis. And I made
I'm
that
a big
video.
fan of this
Almost
video.
prophetic
It's
now,
really
Turned that into, screenplay the best I could, having one screenplay class under my belt. And then went about filming it. Found one of my buddies, Joel, to film. He's a Marine officer. He got a couple of friends to act in it and posted it, edited it myself. Fucking viral day one.
Yeah, no, I'm familiar.
YouTube
It's
and
hilarious.
Facebook.
You in your wig, running the PT and just smashing the chicks.
Oh wait, no.
Was that a different one, or
that
was that
was
a
the
series?
first transgender drill instructor.
Oh, okay.
You might not have seen this one.
Oh,
but
really?
I guarantee you'll love it.
Okay, no, I'll check it
It's
out.
grunt humor.
Okay.
So anyways, when viral day one, I was like, whoa, maybe I'm a better filmmaker than I thought. And I just straight fucking ripped Dave Chappelle's black white supremacist format.
Which is a great, if you're going to
You don't got to reinvent the wheel here.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what else to do, but I know that format fucking, I like that, and I think I can replicate within this story. And so I did, and I'm like, okay, well, I got momentum. Let me make another. So I made another about giving a combat order to a bunch of grunts in Afghan, and there's an interpreter there, and my characters, which Lieutenant Murphy was ultimately based off of, this character developed into Murphy. And this character is a mixture of a couple different Marines that I knew in real life. Yes. That's how I knew it would hit. It's like everyone's known these guys in the platoon. And so I'm my character's saying this fucking terrible shit in front of the interpreter, who's an Afghan interpreter, and every time he says something terrible, he's just like, "Hey, no offense, Ahmed." And then Ahmed's like, "No problem."
Yeah.
And then finally, my character says one thing, it all builds up, and he's like, "No offense, Ahmed." Ahmed's like, "Ooh, that was kind of fucked up." So
Yeah.
like, my bad, I'll fucking push for that. Good to go. And then, that one fucking hit. Then I film another guy platoon commander walking up to one of his Marines jerking off on post with a huge dick.
Impressive.
That one hit.
Yeah.
Then I started doing the 10 dick videos, those interviews.
Yeah.
And so I was doing one a week, just fucking moving quick, and they were all hitting. And then now all of a sudden I have 40,000 followers on Facebook in a month.
Wow.
Prior to then I had 400, something like that.
Sure.
And so then people in the comments are like, dude, I would pay for this. Come do stand up, or come to my city. I got a VFW for you. And I'm like, I can't do stand up, but I can just go. I'll do an event, and I'm sure I'll make people laugh, and I'll fucking figure it out. And so that's what I did. I did an event in Texas. Had one of my interpreters from Afghanistan show up, stand up and give a speech and say thank you for risking your lives to save my country.
Oh,
Guys are fucking hugging and crying,
Wow.
hugging him and crying. It was incredible. I got to find that shit. That's epic footage for a time like
awesome,
this.
Man.
And then I'm kind of doing that character, letting people come up and ask me questions. And then people are like, yo, I'd pay for this. I would pay to see these videos. No one's doing this.
Yeah.
The only other two people doing videos at the time were Matt Best and Drew Hernandez, combat veteran.
Yeah.
And their style was different. I was like telling a story, putting together a sketch.
Yeah.
And so someone says, I'll pay for this. I'm like, okay, well, I don't have a job. Nonprofit's not paying anything. I'm losing money.
Yep.
Let me figure out how to make money selling videos online. And the only ways to sell was fucking Amazon. They take 50%. I'm like, a 5-minute long video, I'm not selling that thing for more than 99 cents. 50 cents a video, I'm going to need a lot of volume to fucking make that worth it. That's not the move. Build my own website and sell it that way. I'm going to need fucking 50, 100 grand to make that. Nope. Then I Googled how to start my own Netflix. And on the fucking, this is the lesson here is literally Google anything you ever imagine, Google it.
It's the power of Google, man.
Something's there.
Google.
Yeah. Somebody's thought of it. Yeah.
And I found on like page 2 or bottom of the one of the search results, a blog for this thing called Black and Sexy TV. I'm like, what's this?
Yeah.
Click on it.
Is it what I think it is?
It is a television network for the young and progressive Black community, and their branding messaging was just like, we believe that the Black experience in America has been watered down by BET and Tyler Perry and Warner Brothers.
Interesting.
And we don't feel like it accurately reflects the young Black experience. So we created this network as the answer to that.
Okay.
And it was by a filmmaker who lived, him and his wife, in LA. And I looked at it. I'm like, this is just literally change the word Black with veteran. And that's what I should start.
Vet and sexy.
Whoa. I believe that the military experience is watered down by Hollywood.
Yeah.
Doesn't accurately reflect the real military experience.
Okay, yeah.
So I create the answer to that. And guess what? Black and Sexy TV was hosted by this platform called VHX, owned by Vimeo now, that there is no upfront cost. You just upload the video, put a thumbnail, put a title, and they'll take a cut of each of your subscribers.
Okay.
So I'm like, ooh, what if it's $5 a month? Vimeo's going to take $1 each. But, if I get 1,000 people paying $5 a month, I can make fucking videos like that. I'll make it one a week. It'd be 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know if I'll get that many people, but, if I have 1,000 people, I now have a bigger budget than I've been using thus far, because my budget's for a couple $100s a video at this point.
Yeah.
Now that also people were helping for free, so that's different. But I'm like, I think I can. This makes this vision a reality. This platform, VHX.
Mm-hmm.
So then I start thinking, okay, what's it called? What's the branding? I just wanted to make run stuff, but I'm like, no, I can't do that. It's got to be for the whole veteran community, because I'm meeting all these people in these different MOSs. Like, no one makes a show for fucking admin guys.
Yeah, no.
No one makes a show for fucking truck drivers,
Right.
for corpsmen.
Yeah.
So I was like, what if this network had a show for every fucking MOS? And if the show was that good, and if it was like that true to the experience, then that's how we'll compel people to pay that $5 a month. You got to give them something that they absolutely cannot get anywhere else, that they didn't know they needed, that recreates their experience authentically, that makes them feel like it was made for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that became the mission and vision of veteran television. And then I did a bunch of trials with the branding. Finally, after a bunch of 99 designs and back and forth, I basically mixed BET with MTV. Those two brands came together to make Vet TV.
VET TV.
Yep.
Vet TV.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good, man.
And then trademarked it, and then wrote a blog and saying, hey, this is what I want to start. And then immediately people started saying, oh my God, dude, I want to be a part of it. That sounds so fucking sick. And they're pitching me shows. And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. And I'm like, I hate the idea of like pitching shit to investors, trying to convince investors that my idea is sick. I'm like, I don't want to do that. I didn't do that with my book. I only queried one publisher or one agent. And that's it. Send it to him. He said my writing wasn't good enough yet. I was like, you're right. And I'm like, Kickstarter campaign is the move. Like, if this idea is good, the market's going to tell me that it's worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did it. I had guys who helped me start the nonprofit or worked with me in the nonprofit, mixed with guys who I served with in the Marine Corps, some of my Marines, 2 machine gunners actually. And I said, hey, we're going to do a Kickstarter campaign. We got to break up some jobs here. I need you to figure out how to build an email list, figure out how to build a social media following. You figure out the names of all the Facebook groups that have to do with the military and get their info, and then reach out to them with a pitch. And then I'm just like that. And if we succeed, you'll each get a cut of the winnings. I can't pay you now, but if we win, if we hit it, you get a cut. Everyone's like, down?
Yeah, down.
We did it.
Let's roll the dice, yeah.
We did it. $300,000.
Wow.
Cool. Now, granted, to make that $300,000, I spent at least 40, maybe 50 grand of my own money.
Wow.
Parents put in 10 grand or 20 grand.
Wow.
Just to get it going, because you need momentum.
Yeah.
It looks good. Just is following the practices. And then had a couple other people who, I started doing stand-up that summer too. Developed a stand-up, an hour-long set.
Wow.
That by the end of it, it was pretty fucking decent. I've done stand-up well, and I've done it poorly. This was done pretty well. And so I had earned some diehard fans, some of whom were successful veteran entrepreneurs. Hunter Garth was one of them, and other people who had they just loved what I was doing. They believed in it. And they put a lot of money in. So we hit it. But I might have spent actually $50,000 of my own money to make that happen in terms of making videos and then Facebook ads. And then hired 3 guys and was just like, all right, let's start making the first show. And we started making the first show, which was Killed I Laugh, sketch comedy. That's where the transgender drill instructor
okay.
was in that. And then the rest is history. Struggling to make payroll every month. Knowing, I mean, the way I led was like, all right, based on our current expenses and current revenues, we're going to run out of money in 3 months. So we got to increase revenue or decrease expenses. Here are some ideas that I have. What do you guys got? Okay, that's sick. We can record a fucking video this weekend. I'll come in and do it. And blah, blah. And it was like that for years. I didn't take a salary, not a penny for 2 years. Still dumping money in, up to over $150K. Wow. Started paying myself a salary, $1,000 a month, year 2.5, then $2,000 a month, and just knowing that I can survive without money yet. I want in the business, paying my people, paying for productions, and it's been growing. It was growing steadily until COVID. Then COVID fucking smacked us really hard.
Everybody, I feel like everybody got that.
It was really hard on us, but we were steady growth to about 50,000 subscribers.
Nice, yeah.
And then COVID happened. And we had some momentum because we turned a Grunt's Life Season 1 to a movie. And that movie got a lot of attention and money. People came to subscribe to see it. In addition to people actually buying the movie itself, you can put individual transaction. And then we released Devil Docs, which is our number 2 show on the network.
Nice.
Which is about Navy corpsmen.
All right.
That show is incredible. It killed it. And then after Devil Docs, COVID hit. And I made a couple marketing videos that was just like, saying fucked up shit, and those things are converting. I was just like, I'm in the car with my partner, who was the CEO, and I don't watch the news, so he told me something about the news as we're driving to Mammoth Mountain to go snowboarding, up on the 395 North, and he's just like, "Yo, dude, the body count is this." And I'm like, whoa, like that many people have died from this fucking thing? Jeez, I literally live in a bubble. No one really understands how small my bubble is in terms of what I know, what's going on in the world. Yeah. It's part of why I'm so happy.
I'm telling you.
And I'm like, whoa, that many people died? Jesus Christ, bro. And he's like, yeah, they're mostly people that had, pre-existing medical conditions.
Obesity, hypertension.
Health, exactly, those things. And I was just like, dude, COVID's just fucking just weeding out the weak, man. Yeah. Just thinning the herd.
Sure. Like, this might be a good thing,
And then he goes, oh my God, dude, we got to film you saying that. And I was like, oh, fuck, let's go. We pull off the side of the 395. Wind is 30 miles an hour. Fucking mountains in the background. And I'm standing there and I'm like, hey, everybody. Now that we know COVID is finally the world's best chance to weed out the weak, let's da-da-da-da-da. That's how I started it. That thing converted thousands of people.
Wow.
Thousands. They had not seen veteran television. They just saw that. And they're like, okay, I'll pay.
Yeah, I'll pay for this.
What do I sign up?
We spent so much money making marketing videos. And that converts like that?
It's just going back to that guy, man. It's never stop being yourself. It's the secret of your success, man.
Fucked up shit that I regret. And meanwhile, as COVID is creeping up on, to my neighborhood and my family, and now mom and brother's wife and fucking grandma get it. I'm just like, oh my God, those words are going to fuck me in the ass so hard if grandma dies.
Oh,
man. Mom dies.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
Man. I was shaking in my boots until they were done. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we made it.
I was right. Abuelita.
Like I was saying, I was saying.
I guess we're not as weak as we thought, right? The genes run strong.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. That's a hilarious story.
So pushing and pushing ever since then to grow. And then COVID, we couldn't produce anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not giving the customer.
How'd you survive that time? Like, what'd you do? Did you pivot? Did you hold off? Did you just like hold on to something?
We had, fortunately, thanks to that momentum and then COVID hitting, as soon as everyone knew they're not leaving the house for a while, they subscribed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like all subscription services went up.
Yeah.
In the early days of COVID.
Yep.
Oh, not leaving. Okay. And so we had fortunately stacked up enough cash to survive for a while. We fucking maintained all our employees.
Jeez, that's
for a
awesome,
long
dude.
time.
That is saying something.
Even gave them raises.
COVID. Man, oh,
Okay.
jeez.
And then not so much anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Then everybody
As it
gets
kept
outside
going on, they're like,
again.
"Oh, this
Yep.
is lasting longer, and I haven't worked in months."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then people start
Just start
canceling,
cutting costs. Yeah.
cutting
yeah.
costs.
Yeah, cutting costs.
Numbers are coming down, and we could not produce. So the best that we could do is we do like green screen stuff.
Yeah, really low budget type stuff.
It's
Yeah.
really, really low budget stuff because we couldn't get more than 10 people in a room together. And some of that stuff is actually like genius, like mad brilliance. Thanks to fucking Fernando and Greg, like some of the funniest motherfuckers on the planet. But then some of the stuff that we had done wasn't as good. The stuff that really made Vet TV what it is, that established this brand of like something that no one else is doing, was a scripted television show, like any show you would watch on Netflix, but it's about this particular military experience. No one else is doing that.
Yeah.
And it's like, fucking, I love this fucking company. They made a show about my military experience or my loved ones. And then, and so these other smaller things that we were doing, they just weren't hitting.
Yeah.
Most of we're losing customers. And then finally put a fucking ton of money into a Grunts Life season 2, which I worked on for years to make.
And it shows.
It does show.
Thank
The
you.
production quality was, even on that giant screen at the American Legion, it looked like a high production.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Thank
Even
you.
the set, the costumes were all spot on.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was the fucking most insane thing I'd ever done. Prior to that, season 1 was the most insane thing I'd ever done. I didn't have the money to finish season 1 coming into it.
Really?
I got a fucking $100,000 loan from a friend halfway through.
Oh my
The
god.
stress on me during that thing, I was like, I don't ever want to do this again. That's why I didn't film season 2 for 3-4 years. I'm just like so scared of doing that again. Because, being the writer, one of the producers, it was many producers. Justice was the main, and this other guy, Levi, the main ones on that. But then also the director and the main actor. That stress is nuts. But then not having the money to pay everyone,
Oh, yeah.
that was too much.
Yeah.
Sure.
But AGL ended up was our Game of Thrones, so it's built the company in a large way in the early days. And then season 2 will hopefully do the same, take us to the next level. But going back to how it happened, I would attribute my love, my desire to be a filmmaker, a writer director. I never thought that I could act, so I never really saw myself as an actor. I think I wanted it, but I never thought that I would be leading things. I started leading things out of necessity because I didn't think I had another actor that I could depend on to play that role of Lieutenant Murphy, like I did myself.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, I'm confident that I can execute this role as needed. And I did. And then my love for acting has steadily increased ever since, and I just never get to do it. But the company was built out of the voices of our community. It was built out of talking to the people who have served and learning and hearing their stories told in their voice. I met a guy, a motor T guy, hyper aggressive, hyper fucking just hyper alpha.
Okay.
Supermoto. You don't really see that in Motor T either.
No.
Yeah.
And he was fucking,
Motor T being
what do you mean?
Motor T?
Like
Moto?
vehicle shit.
Vehicle shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he, I don't remember his exact job to that point.
Yeah.
But he was fucking gay as fuck. openly gay as fuck,
That's amazing.
hyper aggressive, hyper alpha, loud, obnoxious. Like that guy constantly got into fights, and no one knew he was gay. He didn't talk. He didn't have no lisp, nothing like that. He'd dress it, just like to fucking smash dudes.
Yeah.
And was not ashamed. He was who he was.
That's awesome.
He was loud, aggressive, got in people's faces a lot. And I just loved him. I'm like, this is a fucking character. Being around people like that is what filled me with the voices of our community. Filled me with our stories, told our way. And that became the fodder for veteran television. And will always be. So that, I attribute it all to those experiences in Irreverent Warriors. That's
wild, man. So going into the future, that's what's the big vision now? Like, you're here now and you've got, season 2 and do you have like another vision going on? Is it just to keep growing, keep pulling people in and building that community and stuff? Because you have a great vision for using comedy and humor to build a community, which I think is a strong, very specific vision. You present it very well. It's very easy to grasp the moment you say it, Thank you. Yeah.
The vision now is to be more like Netflix than Comedy Central.
Okay.
Everything was comedy.
Yeah.
For several years, 3 years, everything comedy. And I would say that for 2 reasons. For one, because that was all I had the desire to make. I didn't know how to make anything else. That's how I viewed the military experience. I couldn't take anything seriously. And I love the Marine Corps with all my heart. It's an institution that I've idolized ever since I was a child, and I will idolize it for the rest of my life. But, after one lie from a guy in the recruiter's office, I see honor, courage, commitment. I'm like, okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Like those words just don't have the power that they used to.
Yeah, sure.
Honor, courage, commitment. So I see someone with a perfectly crisp uniform.
Discover unbeatable deals and convenience at your neighborhood Family Fare supermarkets. Score exclusive deals, earn rewards, join clubs, and clip digital coupons for extra savings all in one place. Our exclusive offers bring savings straight to your card. Explore a wide range of local products that support your community. With easy pickup and delivery options, saving time and grocery shopping has never been easier. Family Fare is all about making your grocery experience easy and affordable and your one-stop shop for all your grocery needs. Family Fare in your neighborhood.
And he's got fucking, 3 ribbons on his fucking chest, and he's got this big alpha fucking ego, and, he's acting like the biggest badass in America, and he's never deployed, and he's, supply, and, I just can't take that seriously.
Sure. Yeah.
And no disrespect to any other MOS, but just when you act that alpha and that hard, it's like, dude, come on.
You need a job that compliments that. Let's go, buddy.
Yeah, what are you doing? And the other side to that, though, is that the Marine Corps must always, everyone at every level must project that image of hardness and alpha. Mm-hmm. But I've just seen too much bitch in men's hearts to take that kind of guy seriously.
Sure. No, it makes perfect sense, man. It's it's hard, especially when nowadays, the war's over. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we doing?
But China.
That one war's over.
War is over.
And I think, but
because I'm the same way. Like, I idolize the Army. Even I chose to still remain associated with it, even when I completely separated ties, transitioning from active to the reserves and the National Guard. I idolize this organization just because it's given me everything and turned me into the person I am and will continue to be. But it's hard seeing it switch from a warfighting organization that, I met amazing individuals, like dudes that are superheroes in my mind. Like, they're the real Marvel heroes.
Yes.
The guys I served with, right? And but now, it hurts seeing it go from, warfighters to garrison military. Mm-hmm. It's a hard transition because you lose those guys. They're not around anymore because the individuals haven't been able to deploy that's all they got is their uniform, is their discipline, is, how well they can march and how well they can correct dudes who aren't wearing their uniform correctly or whatnot. That's it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bummer, but the world's a very dynamic place.
Yeah.
And it's constantly changing. So, I hope.
Hopefully we swing back.
Yeah, hopefully we swing back.
Well, that's actually, can we talk about that a little bit? Because Afghanistan is over. Iraq is essentially, not. I don't know. I don't know how many.
I mean, my
people are there
National
still,
Guard
but-
unit just deployed to Iraq.
Really?
I don't, yeah, like literally today they flew from Texas out there. But I mean, it's not like what it was during your time or the ass end of my time.
Yeah, who knows? I guess there's always something going on, but I guess the conversation that I like to talk about, because I'm trying to define myself in the public space. We're trying to build something and define ourselves in the public space, and there's a whole generation of veterans out in the world now, and I feel a sense of responsibility. And almost maybe like a second chance, because I feel like I was only in for a little bit and I didn't do a whole lot. That's kind of, I did what I did, but it's like now I get a second chance to come back
Like
into the
imposter
community.
syndrome.
Yeah, almost like it's like you always compare yourself to somebody else. Like I was in for 5 years and I was a Green Beret and I'd had my deployment, and then you were in for like even more. You had more deployments, you did more stuff, and then then the other guy over there did 28 years. But telling our stories. Who's going to tell our stories, right? Because Hollywood's already into it. They're already getting in there and starting. They got documentaries and shows and everything's coming out. And over the next however many years until, whatever, the next war pops off, who's going to tell our stories? And I feel like that's something I think about when it comes to what content I want to create, who I want to talk to, what organizations and people I want to get a hold of and stuff, because the generations pass, World War II is almost gone. Korean's almost gone. Veterans, Vietnam's almost, it's getting out. And all we're going to have left at the end of that is people's stories, the movies, music, television, books, podcasts now, those kinds of things. And so, I don't know if you have any thoughts on that. I already feel like you're already in that space and you have a very great take on it. And like things like, let's talk about the war is going to be super important to like the cultural zeitgeist, putting it out there, because you're going to have this from veterans, people that were actually there, and people telling it raw and real. And then you're going to have like the HBO documentary, about a guy who knows why he wanted to do it or what lens he has on. I tend not to trust too many people these days to be like objective or to, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about that? Telling stories in this post-Afghanistan, post-ish Iraq kind of day and age.
What I would like for Vet TV to make is the equivalent of what was coming out of Hollywood in the 1940s.
Oh, some real raw shit, huh?
No, not necessarily. When we needed, back in the 40s, the American government recruited the help of Hollywood to help with recruiting soldiers into the services and selling war bonds. So what did Hollywood do? They told stories about badass American fucking warfighters doing badass shit, succeeding against our enemy. Right?
Yeah.
John Wayne.
Yeah.
Who's a fucking poser. Disgusting, nasty fucking poser. But America loved him because he represented this amazing superhero image of the American soldier, American warrior. That's what I think we need to make. And so just think Marvel. I want to make superheroes out of our actual fucking heroes. I want to find stories like the most badass characters, true to life people who have served or are still serving. And I want to make movies about them. I want to make feature films. Television has become harder to monetize because with television, it's like we release it on the Vet TV app, but it's hard to have it distributed elsewhere. If we make a feature film, it can go on the app, make our customer happy, but it can also be distributed elsewhere for a larger audience to appreciate. And, as a patriot, I care about my country's safety, and recruiting numbers are down.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, is some of our shit, where I'm fucking hating on all this, how stupid I think the military can be, does that help with recruiting? Well, maybe not. Probably not. On one hand, it's like, well, for me, and I'm not the only creator.
Yeah.
We've had many writers and many directors, but that director expressing their truth or their perspective on the military, I mean, that's art. They're going to do that.
Yeah.
But I think we also need to tell some, we need the Deadpool, the Thor, but about what's in that game? The guy, the machine, Nick something, one leg Green Beret.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know.
No, I don't know that guy.
You gotta have to have seen him. He's like fucking 6'5",
unit,
240 of pure muscle. He looks like he's starting fucking tight end or linebacker for the NFL.
Yeah,
Bald head from Boston. Yeah. He's missing one leg and he still deploys as a fucking Green Beret.
I gotta check this guy out. That's
Nick
crazy,
something,
man.
Nick Levy, something like that.
Yeah, I think you're
Boston.
on the right track.
Thick accent, right? Like that right there.
Yeah.
How sick would it be to turn that into a Marvel-like superhero?
Yeah.
Right? A real fucking person.
Yeah.
Because I get fucking pissed off. I don't watch NFL anymore, but when I used to, and even if I spot it somewhere, and literally when I go to the gym, I do not look at the TVs because I don't want to fucking see those stupid ass headlines.
Yeah.
But it annoys me that these football players are these fucking beloved superheroes in the eyes of the American public. Like, what the fuck did that guy ever do for anyone other than himself? Okay?
Yeah.
I want an American warrior to be on that pedestal as a fucking superhero in a badass story, in a movie that becomes iconic, not just to every service member, but to all Americans. So that young Americans are looking at that and they're like, that's fucking sick. I want to be one of them.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with our other projects like Shift Fire on YouTube and Facebook, we try to paint the military in a very positive and lighthearted light. Just
Good.
because, there's so many great things that we've experienced. And, even though, everyone knows there's dark shit about the military. Everyone knows that, a lot of people get a lot of problems through that. But I mean, in my take, you get that through life and experiences anyways. So when we, create our content or we're answering questions, it's all with a positive thing. Just because, it gave us what we have now.
Yeah.
So
it continues to give,
and it continues,
too.
Whether you're in wartime or not. If you're someone that's lost and you're looking for direction, it's a route for you to take. And it's just like we said in the beginning of this podcast, it's 3 or 4 years out of your life. And if you don't do it, you're either going to regret it. And if you do it, you're going to take something positive with you, and it's going to sit with you for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And it's going to make you a better person or an alcoholic. I don't know.
Or a better alcoholic,
Yeah. How about a really good, caring alcoholic? Yeah.
Love how you said that.
Yeah. But no, it's, what we see with Vet TV, I feel like it's only, going to continue to grow and continue to do that. And, I wish you the best of luck with it because I'm fully confident that you're going to make that Marvel superhero and it's going to, do wonders for
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Help me find the story. Who's the main character? Think about the people you served with.
Yeah.
Send me a name.
Yeah.
Look them up. Just tell me the stories.
Yeah.
I want it to be someone that everyone, like we all served with guys who are like, that guy is a real life, larger than life fucking person.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
And I want to find that person who their true existence, everyone looked up to that guy as a fucking superhero.
There were no naysayers for that dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring that person to the screen.
That'd be amazing.
Well, whoever the team leader is, the Nick Fury figure, that's Tom Williams. That's my team sergeant. On the second team that I was on. He was the best leader of men that I've ever had the pleasure of serving with. I feel like he'd been around the longest. He had been in 20 years, I think, at the time I knew him, and he went on after that for a couple more years. Always knew what to say. I feel like he knew everything. I feel like I could ask him anything about what's going on, and he would know. And he always knew how to get what he wanted because he'd been in the Army. He was a master sergeant at the time, and he always knew how to get what he wanted because he'd been in the Army for so long. But whenever anybody talks about leadership and qualities of leadership, I always think of Tom Williams. I always appreciate him, and yeah, to this day, for the rest of my life, he'll be like a standard of like good leadership.
Damn, dude, that's who I need to tell a fucking story about.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
I have a guy in mind, but he's still in, so I'm gonna keep his name.
Roger that.
But he was we call him the cyborg, just because you would blank face all the time, and he looked like an average Joe, but this would be the guy you called to do the Army 10 miler and win it with not even sweating. And the dude, was a sniper, was a fire team leader, squad leader, and like that was the same guy. And zero emotion, like bionic man.
Wow.
Love The Simpsons though. Crazy obsession with The Simpsons.
Love that.
Yeah, so just
great.
obscure, but yeah, he was my first team leader, and that dude was like the epitome of what a ranger was. So,
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
but hey, man, we have a tradition here at the podcast where we close out with a game. And I know before we started, I was telling you a little bit about this, but do you want to play?
Absolutely.
Now, wait, before we play, because I know that I want people to hear how they can get a hold of you, not get a hold of you, but like, where's Vet TV at? How can people get on to Vet TV if they were interested in checking it out? Where do they go?
Okay, so go to, if you're on the computer, veterantv.com,
Okay.
and that'll tell you all you need to know. Or on your phone, just download the app. Go to your app store.
You have an app?
Yeah.
All right.
Go to the app store,
go.
type in Vet TV, and download it. The first episode of every show is free.
Nice.
So you can peep the episode, see if you dig it. If you do, boom.
Great.
Yeah.
Watch the rest of the season.
That's awesome.
But it's our service. We've almost always had the app has functioned like Netflix in terms of it's on all the devices.
Okay.
Phone, iPad, computer, Roku, Xbox. I think PlayStation's coming soon if it's not already.
Wow.
You can cast it to Apple TV and Chromecast.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
And get the real experience. I always try to encourage people for all the shows, but especially our combat centric shows, which we have one show that's called Combat Sports Network. It's a parody of ESPN. It's Combat Sports, and then there's Combat Center, that's Sports Center.
Yeah.
And then 2 of the episodes are Monday Night Combat, parody of Monday Night Football, and it's the 82nd Airborne playing the Taliban. And that game, the way the scoring goes, recreates the year the Patriots came back from a 23-point deficit.
Oh, wow.
That's how the scoring goes.
That's amazing.
So it actually has been triggering to some combat vets.
Really? So you're doing something right, huh?
Me too, honestly, because I've watched guys blow up.
Sure, yeah.
But we'll watch a fucking American soldier pop an ID, and the 2 fucking commentators are John Madden and Al Michaels. We found impersonators who look like them and sound exactly like them, and their commentary
That's amazing.
is just like, oh, the Taliban put 6 on the board as a guy pops an ID and dies.
And boom goes the dynamite.
And
That's
then
amazing.
another guy, took the concussion, and he's just like, let's see if they get the extra point. The guy goes and checks on the guy who has a concussion. And he's like, extra point's good.
Yeah.
Go 7 up for the Taliban. Here's something. It's
That's
one of the
amazing.
best things we've ever fucking made.
All right.
How many people seen it? So, anyways, I remember how. Put that shit on the big screen.
Yeah.
Because it looks nuts on a big screen.
All right, cool.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
sorry.
You hear that? Vet TV.
Veteran
app.
TV,
Download
Veteran
it.
TV, yeah. The app is
VeteranTV.com.
That's awesome. Okay, so for this game, we call it's a PCFM classic. We played this a
Yes.
couple times. It's
Sorry.
it's one of my personal favorites, and it is called Military Movie or Porno.
Ooh.
Yeah. So basically, in this classic PCFM game, we give you the name, the movie title of a movie, and you have to tell us whether this is an actual military movie or an actual pornographic adult film. So these are all real movies that have been made and produced. Basically, the only rules are we're not allowed to spell it for you, because that might make some of these easy.
It's a play on words, yeah.
And honestly, it sounds easy, but in my opinion, you're fucked. Literally.
That's the name?
No, no.
No,
That's just me.
that's the tagline. to the end.
That's my tagline. I'm sorry if that missed, but there's 8 rounds, so 8 movie titles, and all you have to do is tell me whether this is a military movie or a porno.
Okay.
Okay, here we
This
go.
reminds me of Adam Sandler's Man on the Street quiz. Are these people having sex?
Are they lifting
or working
weights?
out?
Oh, we're 2 guys having sex.
We're 2 guys fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no dumbbells in hit it, just my balls.
No, those guys are doing preacher curls.
So yeah, very similar. So I dug the internet and I went on some very questionable sites that I should probably delete my browser history after this. But anyways, all for you, Donnie.
Thank you.
But round 1, this movie's called, or adult film, A Very Long Engagement.
Porno.
Final answer.
Yes.
This is an actual movie.
Damn!
Yeah, no, these are hard. These are very hard, and that's not a joke either. But yeah, so A Very Long Engagement. It is a real movie, and it's like about a woman whose fucking husband, I guess, is in World War I, and he goes missing. She goes looking for him.
Wow.
So yeah, I was very shocked for that one because I was like, I have to throw that in
One
there.
woman's journey.
But
through
okay,
the darkness.
here we go. Round 2. Remember, I can't spell these for you.
Okay.
Coming Home.
You see why this is problematic. These trials.
Porno.
It is indeed a porno. Yes.
It sounds so pure.
It sounds so
It's like a
pure.
homecoming soldier, his first
yeah.
deployment.
Hallmark.
Hallmark
definitely
movie.
a Hallmark.
Yeah.
Hallmark, yeah, 100%. But yeah, that one is a porno, and definitely so. You're 1 for 1 right now. So you're doing better than we typically do because these are very hard. But okay, going into round 3, The Dirty Dozen.
Real film.
Yeah, that one's it's a classic.
That's a
film.
classic, yeah.
Yeah,
but I'm sure somewhere along
someone,
the way,
yeah.
some porno director adapted that into.
Most likely. Most likely. But yeah, it is a real film, classic military film. But yeah, you got that one. So you're going 2 for 1 now. Going into round 4, Re-enlisted.
Film.
This is a gay porno.
Damn!
I feel like re-enlisted doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
It
And
doesn't.
sometimes, you want that good.
Yeah.
You
And
know.
like I said, when I'm looking for these films, like for some reason, the gay porn industry is obsessed with military format. They absolutely
fuck, yeah, they are.
love it.
You
Oh,
can,
yeah.
you can't take the man out of the dude. I mean, I guess you could.
Well, you
The
can
man out of
with
the man.
force.
Yeah, with force. Yeah, you just want to.
Basically
I'm
remove
just saying,
it.
it's a dude's still a dude, man. Like
Yeah.
that, like your buddy.
Yeah.
hard charger.
Okay. So moving on, round 5. This one's called The Longest Day.
Actual film.
You are right. Yeah, it is.
That's another That's a
It's
World War
another
II
classic.
one.
World
right?
War II. Yeah. For
I
some
think
reason,
I've heard
these
of that one.
older like 80s, 90s films just have the most
Yeah,
manipulative names.
we had purer minds back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, society hadn't been filthed up yet.
yeah,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Yeah.
it's back. But okay, you got 3 more. They just get harder. Actually, I think they get easy and easy. But,
Just get
but here we
harder.
go. Round 6. Come and See.
Ooh.
I like how you put the emphasis on that.
Yeah. Like I wish I could spell it for you. That would like help out a lot. But Come and See.
Porno.
This is a real film.
It's a hardcore film too. If it's
Yeah.
the one I'm thinking of, it's about like a little kid. who
Yeah,
sees
it's a
the
huge
horrors of
anti-war
war. Yeah, it's a
movie
huge
from like what is it? 87. It's
Yeah.
about like World War II.
It's like it's one of those like what's the one you always talk about? There's Irreversible, but then there's unwatchable or
Unbreakable?
No, the one movie you always talk about how it's like super hardcore and nobody should watch it. It's like
man.
it's some hardcore, like I don't know if a woman gets like raped. It's like really tragic and graphic and stuff. I know the Irreversible.
Serbian film?
A Serbian film. There you go, a Serbian film. He's always talking about a
That's
Serbian
the
film.
worst movie ever made. It's
Yeah.
hard to watch,
Yeah,
but
it's one of those just
yeah. But these ones, I think you'll get these last two. They're pretty straightforward. All right.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Saving Ryan's Private.
Shaving Ryan's Private.
Yeah. Now this one's called Tail Gunners.
Porn.
It is 100% a porn film.
Tail
Tail
Gunners.
Gunners. I was like, first of all, it's not that creative of a name.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I get it on planes. There's like Tail Gunners, but this one's about fucking dudes' asses. But,
Yeah.
but okay, you're doing really good, man. You got one more, and we're gonna close it out with this round. Incoming fire.
Incoming or coming?
Can't say.
Incoming fire.
Can't say.
I'm just gonna say incoming fire.
A porn.
Yes, it is a porn film.
There's incoming fire.
There's
and then
incoming fire, and then there's
fire.
incoming fire.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, that's the game. I hope you enjoyed it.
Fuck yeah.
I hope you realize how deep, and that's not a pun either, that
just
the
can't-
military
mine's
porno
filthy.
names run.
Yeah.
What's my shooting percentage?
I believe. Oh, that's a good question.
I think you were over 60, 70%.
You were over
right?
67. I think you got 6, or did you get 5 out of the 8?
Yeah,
I think so, yeah. So you
guys,
did well.
You guys at home, DM us on Instagram. let
Yeah,
us
we
know how
have
you
we
got.
have a guy that calculates every episode that we have.
Good old Johnny G.
Yeah,
our
he's
super
our
fan.
boy. He calculates all the scores from every. We play a game every single episode. We have this would be episode 42.
Yeah.
And
of
every
season
episode,
2.
he has an Excel spreadsheet that he calculates our averages and what we do.
Fuck
yeah,
He's our very
awesome.
own Dustin Hoffman, Rain Man. Like,
yeah, he's awesome.
He's great.
So, but yeah, man, that's all we got for you.
Donnie, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
joining
guys.
us.
Yeah, this was a really
sick.
fun episode.
Amazing, man. And hopefully the first of many collaborations. I got a couple ideas I can pitch you, after the show.
Yes,
Yeah.
please. I'm bummed that I didn't get to be not serious.
Oh no,
So
dude.
we're gonna have to do this again.
We'll have to do
Okay.
it again.
We'll do
have to
this
do it
definitely again,
Yeah,
for
next
sure.
We'll pregame it a little bit and then we'll press record on the.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll smoke my joint.
Yeah, do your
And
thing.
then don't ask me any serious shit.
All right.
I
Donnie
thought
O'Malley,
you were killing it, man.
Donnie O'Malley Part 2 is coming up. Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing. Like, you do comedy very well, but I also know that, like, I mean, there's like you have a grounding to you and like a weightedness and an authority behind what you're doing that is a gravitas. It has a pull to it and a gravitational pull.
Wow.
And the comedy is you're also good at. So anyway, I'm just glad people got to see that too, because
Thank
the
you.
comedy, that's going to bring a lot of people together. But then there's a legitimacy, I think, to what you do because of your experience and because of what you've learned and the lessons. Because you can tell by talking to you that you're the real deal. So
Absolutely,
I appreciate it.
Real deal, Holyfield, man.
Well, I hope to completely undo that reputation the next time we fucking do this thing.
Perfect, man. I'm looking forward to it. Folks, we hope you enjoyed listening to this episode. With that, cue music.
What's going on, everybody? You just listened to the free version of the PCFM podcast. If you want full-length versions of podcast episodes, plus much, much more, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/PCFM podcast.
That is right, Israel. If you want access to this full episode, you have to subscribe to the Fuzzy Private tier, which is our cheapest tier on Patreon at $5 a month. But if you are interested in a little bit more, we also have the Salty Sergeant tier at $8 a month and the Lifer tier at $12 a month. So hopefully we will see you there, PCFM family. Cue music.